Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and today it's time to start the Marvel previews for November. Today's November 1st, time of recording, and so let's get the solicits, the November solicits. That's for January. This is number 28 of Marvel previews. You can get this free at your comic book store, but why drive all the way down there and burn greenhouse gases and spend all that money on gas and take all your time when you can sit here and flip through it with me, with your favorite YouTuber, Ash on Comics. I know I'm not your favorite YouTuber, but I like to have, delusions. It makes life better. Let's start with the previews. This is, of course, Thor. It's being rebooted because that's what Marvel does. They're not the house of ideas anymore. They're the house of reboots. When you reboot comics like they do, you're essentially admitting that you don't know what you're doing. You're essentially admitting that all your ideas are failures, that they're not worthy of continuing on, that you have to start over and over and over because you just keep failing and failing and failing. Successful comic book company, like when Marvel, in their heyday before their bankruptcy, had comics, it was in the hundreds, always, and selling hundreds of thousands of copies, and it was reboot was a sign of shame. Like that was like, nowadays it's I don't know, it's just like that, but they're so self-unaware that they don't get it. So here's some previews of what the new Thor book is going to look like. The art, it's okay. This artist draws very plainly. As far as there's no backgrounds, that kind of bothers me. But maybe it's just this page. What I'm excited for is this guy at the top here, Donny Cates. He's one of the primary reasons I actually even buy ongoing Marvel Comics. He's fantastic when he's on his A game. And even when he's on his B game, he's still pretty good. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I would say his is B game, but it's fun comics. Speaking of reboots, let's keep going. So one thing I find interesting, though, is that the art, the interior art of this Thor book, to me, looks better than the cover. Like, why would... I don't understand Marvel's, this whole thing where they, do lesser artists on the cover than they do. Just have this guy do the cover. Whatever. And of course, look, we got Thor #1. What is this? We got some alt covers because you can't have a Marvel relaunch without millions of variant covers, which is part of the other reason that they relaunched as well, because, you couldn't do this on Thor 52, right? You couldn't just be like, we got 12 variant covers. People would just be like, what? Who cares? But Thor #1 is going to sell a lot, probably twice as much at least as it normally will sell, probably 3 times of what it normally will sell. And that's the time to get the digs in. That's the time to be like, get all these variant covers because it's going to be worth a lot of money down the road. So it's this gimmick that people apparently aren't woken up to yet. They still just keep buying in on the con job. These look terrible, by the way. Hidden Gem variant cover by Jack Kirby. I like when they do this, and I say this facetiously, we just found this panel somewhere in some random comic, and then we photoshopped it out and cleaned up the back, and now we're making it a cover. It's like, this is not a cover-worthy piece. This is but you know what? Hey, they don't gotta pay Jack, so that's free art. Donny Cates, Nick Klein, the thunderous new era begins. I do have to say, even though I don't like this artist as much, this cover is pretty metal. Thor looks like a badass, and I love the crows. I wonder if those are Odin's crows. We'll see. Donny Cates, one thing Donny Cates has done for me. This is doing Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer is one of my favorite characters. Thor is one of my favorite characters. Donny Cates doing both is win-win. Look at this, man. Ryan Stegman cover. I love Ryan Stegman. I think he's probably one of the best artists at Marvel. This is an ugly cover to me. I think the colorist did him no justice here. Like, and the inking is too muddy. I don't know what you guys think. Oh, here we go. Speaking of reboots, Al Ewing has got to get his own Guardians of the Galaxy. And just look how gay this is. Like, it's so just, this does not look like a Marvel comic. This looks, I think you know what it looks like. I'm so glad I'm not continuing on with this. Like, someone once said that every time you reboot, it's not just a jumping on point for new readers, it's a jumping off point for old time readers. And I'm not an old time reader of Guardians. I just actually kind of got on with, I think issue 7 is where I got on, 6 or 7. And now I'm annoyed because I started collecting the book and then Marvel's canceling it. And then they expect me to jump on this. No, I would have actually bought Guardians of the Galaxy number 13. I would have given Al Ewing a chance because I'm loyal to my books. I think I'm like most comic book fans. If you're buying a series, you want to continue liking it. It's not like a new artist comes on or something and you're just like, screw it. You may be like that, but you're not that way because you want to be that way. You want whoever takes over the next run, the next writer, whatever, to do a good job. You want to keep buying the book. I don't really like Al Ewing, but I want to have excuses to give him a chance. Maybe he can win me over. But Marvel keeps putting roadblocks in the way. I'm not going to buy into this number 1 crap. I'm tired of investing into books and then they just get canceled out from under me. And this cover makes me look ill. Peter Quill is just like Peter Queer. Like, ugh. And I'm not trying to disparage anyone who's homosexual, but you know, there's the use of the word to refer to sexual preference, and then there's the use of the word to just describe something looks lame. This looks lame, and that's the use here. And now Cosmic Ghost Rider doesn't look lame. That's actually a pretty metal cover there. I like that, but I don't have any faith in Dennis Hopeless Hallam to deliver here. I think he did the last one, didn't he? The story, or it wasn't a Cosmic Ghost Rider, it was with the Wolverine. Didn't he do that? The Wolverine, the Infinity Watch or something? It was just dumb. Donny Cates made Cosmic Ghost Rider work for me. I thought this character was stupid. And then I went back and read the Thanos Wins, which I highly recommend. Read Thanos Wins. And that was, Ghost Rider appears in that book, and I was like, oh, this character is actually pretty cool. And then I went and read the Cosmic Ghost Rider mini, which, by the way, there's a new book out that collects both of them together. Very much recommend. If you don't have the books, you'll get two trades in one, plus a couple extra comics. It's the Thanos Wins new compendium thing. Very much recommend that. And Cosmic Ghost Rider's story was like really crazy, like off the wall, almost like a Deadpool story, but it just worked. It was very original. I really enjoyed it. It had a pretty thoughtful story. Speaking of thoughtful, this is not it. Iron Man 2020, the Iron Man event, decades in the making. Really? You were planning on canceling Iron Man because it was shit decades ago? Dan, this is so stupid. And speaking of this cover, look at this. What's up with that pink? Why is it pink? Are they not making comics for guys anymore? I mean, what is going on? So Dan Slott took over Iron Man, and it's been garbage ever since. And it's terrible, and everyone hates it. Gail Simone took over just for a short interim during the War of the Realms. And then Dan Slott came back, and you know that Iron Man is bad when people are like, can we get Gale back on the book, please? And this cover looks horrendous. And so they're canceling his book because it sucks. No one likes it. And they're going to reboot it with the same creator. Not only are they rebooting it, look at this checklist of all these Iron Man new books. They're pulling an X-Men on this. It's like Iron Man, Force Works, Machine Man, Rescue. Oh, God, because Pepper Potts has to have a stupid... Ironheart's getting a reboot. No one wants this. And what's up with these stupid gears on his shoulders? Why does the armor have this? It looks stupid. It looks pointless. Poor Iron Man. I used to love Iron Man. And then from the ruins emerged 3 one-shots. Ruins of Ravencroft. Oh, Carnage. Got to keep the Carnage going. Ruins of Ravencroft. Sabretooth. And this is bad editing. You can look, these 2 pages were supposed to be inside the staple, so they're together, but they're actually opposite. That's terrible editing. But Marvel doesn't have editors. And then we've got Ravencroft 1 of 5. Like, does anyone care about this? At least we had cool Kyle Hotz covers. Too bad you can't get him to do actual interiors on any of your books, like Venom maybe. Let's see. The End. Bringing you the final stories of your favorite Marvel heroes. Bullshit. I call bullshit. These aren't the final stories. Spanning from the near future to the end of the universe, from happily ever after to the depths of despair. These unforgettable and surprising tales follow our heroes to their natural and unnatural conclusions. Right. Eric Larson's coming back to do writing and art on Captain America. So we're going to trust Eric Larson to give Captain America his final send-off story. That's a kind of a cool Deadpool cover. We get a final Deadpool story. Captain Marvel, The End. What is... She ascends into being goddess of the universe. Is that what that is? Is this what I'm seeing here? I'm sure that's something like that. It's the natural conclusion of her story arc. Miles Morales, The End. Like we get Old Man Miles. He's still wearing a freaking hoodie. Because, that isn't racist. That's not really racist. It's like a stereotype. But it's like, come on, man. And then we get Venom, The End. I don't think anyone but Donny Cates really would be fitting to do a Venom end story. Doctor Strange. Old man Doctor Strange. Leah Williams. Leah Williams is going to pen the end of Doctor... No way. Star, number 1 of 5. Spinning out of the pages of Captain Marvel is Captain Marvel-like person who's just like Captain Marvel but has a different costume. Whatever. No one cares about this book. I sure as hell don't. Oh, that shitty ass cover. Marvel's X. Alex Ross, Jim Krueger. What's this? David has a problem. He lives in a world of monsters that would love to devour him. He's the last boy on Earth. The last human being on Earth, and these creatures see him only as prey. They're his former neighbors. He has one hope: to get to New York, to get to where Captain America and the rest of the heroes are. It's an uncanny prequel to the legendary Earth X trilogy. I've been told I should read Earth X. I never have. It kind of came out during my hiatus out of comics, and So it's Alex Ross, Jim Krueger writing, and Welby doing the art. That's what Welby's art looks like. Why can't we have a Marvel's book like with Alex Ross? X-Men number 5. Oh, good. Look, it's the 3 villains still being villainy. R.B. Silva's doing the art at least, so it's not Lionel Francis Yu. Who looks like he's doing the cover here. I just do not like his art. I don't know why he gets so much praise. Although this X-Men number 6 cover, it looks okay. He would be good doing kind of a more gritty street level. Like, I think he would be fitting like a Punisher. Maybe because of the guns and stuff, but I mean I think he might be fitting doing a Punisher book. New Mutants. Why is this book called The New Mutants? These are literally like the oldest mutants besides the X-Men. Kitty Pryde is younger than most of the New Mutants, and she's led the X-Men. Like, it's like they should just call this the Old Mutants now. Like there's a missed opportunity to do New Mutants and this new X-Men thing and actually have New Mutants. It's just they're just bringing back the title. I don't think they know what to do with it. Marauders. Oh God, this cover looks gay, and it's not because of Bobby, although is gay now, and whoever that is behind him that looks. Iceman goes Omega level. Oh, so exciting. Marauders are caught between the forces of Madripoor and the Black King's machinations. Thankfully, they have 2 Omega level mutants on board. Oh, yay! I'm so excited. Whatever. X-Force. This one has a potential. It hasn't launched yet, so I can't say. Marauders did not impress me. I did a video on it. You could watch. It was pretty roastable. X-Force hopefully is good. Hopefully, I haven't really been impressed with the Dawn of X yet. Excalibur, oh God, by issue number 5, Rogue is still Sleeping Beauty. So they're gonna just decompress the hell out of this storyline. I'm guessing that first issue of Excalibur, it wasn't terrible, but God, it was just boring, and it was 30. I think it was like 37 pages. And it should have been like 20. It just was stretched out. I was just losing interest as I was reading it. And I just hate these flowery pink hues. I guess you just want to sell comics to girls. That's fine. But I'm not a girl, so I'm not your target audience, and so I'm not going to be interested. I don't know. Thanos sitting on a throne of roses. Let's see. Fallen Angels 5 and 6. Yeah, this is the least interested title. I know a lot of people are real excited because of Bryan Hill, and I do like Bryan Hill. He's a really cool guy. Some of his writing I really liked. I'm really not into Batman the Outsiders. I'm on the verge of canceling that book. Not because it's bad, it's just because it's very, very average. And I don't have room for average books. My pull list is already too big. I need to cut things, and in order to make the cut, you need to be better than average. And my problem with Fallen Angels is I don't like any of these characters. I hate X-23 with a passion. This wannabe Psylocke character, I have no interest in. I don't know why. I'm still pissed off that they did this whole let's make Betsy Braddock white again. Remember the Psylocke that everyone hated until Jim Lee fixed her and made her badass ninja assassin Psylocke? Yeah, that was the character we liked, and then Marvel got this brainy idea to go, let's go break her again and make her the dumb character that everyone hated. Stupid. But I guess you can't make her Captain Britain if she's Asian, or can you? And then Kid Cable. You just took one of the coolest characters to be created for the X-Men in 30 years, and you made him stupid. You made him into a kid who collects guns like they're Pokemon. Now this looks pretty freaking rad. Look at this cover here. Kyle Hotz again, man. I want to get this just for the cover, but I'm going to be reserved. Benjamin Percy, World War IV, Weapon Plus. That other Weapon Plus book that came out, I guess it was a one-shot. It just sort of came and went down the memory hole. No one talked about it. It was just Weapon Plus, let's see ya. Wolverine 3D. I would want better art on a 3D book. John Buscema? Yeah. Well, that's covered by Bill Sienkiewicz. See Amazing Spider-Man Daily Bugle, because there's not enough Amazing Spider-Man books out there. This should just be not spinning out of the pages of Amazing Spider-Man. This should just be an Amazing Spider-Man storyline. We need to quit making spin-off. What the F am I looking at? Oh my, what in a world where most of the superheroes fell at the hands of the Red Skull over 50 years ago, a new force arises in the wastelands. Danny Cage wields the mighty Mjolnir for a cause of peace. But when the brutal regime of Doctor Doom forces Dwight, a.k.a. the owner of the surviving Ant-Man technology, to Danny and Hulk in the last-ditch effort to survive, the Avengers may assemble once more, spinning out of the saga begun in Old Man Logan and following up Old Man Quill and Dead Man Logan. This is the can't-miss premiere of Ed Brisson and Jonas Scharf's magnum opus. Well, Ed Brisson is a pretty cool name. God, this cover makes me gag. Where's Thor? Like, Thor lives for eons. He's an immortal. He's a god. 50 years later, Thor should still be around. Whatever. Nothing matters. Avengers, Defenders, Tarot. This looks gay. I'm using that word a lot today. I know someone's gonna listen to this and just be like, he's a bigot. He hates gay people. Whatever. You're gonna take your own takeaways, I believe, no matter what. If that's what you want to believe, it's not true. What's this? Avengers 29, Starbrand Reborn, Part 3. Oh, I'll bet you that's what that end of... I bet you new Starbrand. Oh, puke. Avengers number 30. Oh, it's terrible. Why can we make She-Hulk again? Hawkeye Freefall number 1 and 2 of 5. If you can't make a book that's going to last more than 5, just don't make it. That used to be the way of things. Who is this by? Matthew Rosenberg? Yeah, pass. When did Hawkeye become just super lame? Oh, the Matt Fraction era. Let's see. Atlantis Attacks. I just don't care. Immortal Hulk. People really like Immortal Hulk. Hopefully it stays good for them. This is a pretty compelling cover. Spider-Man Hulk. Interesting. Immortal Hulk, Great Power. Oh, it's by Tom Taylor. It's garbage. Man, how much Immortal Hulk do we have here? And how long is Ta-Nehisi Coates going to continue to defile Captain America? I guess as long as Marvel can get away with it. Just change his name. Just call him Captain Antifa. He's not Captain America anymore. The legend of Steve continues. Cap versus Nick Fury. Hope Nick Fury kicks the shit out of him. Savage Avengers still going on. This is a book, that's quietly surprised. I used to mock the shit out of this book. But it's with Conan. Like, it's still stupid. Like, every time I look, Savage. Oh, it's Conan. It's dumb. But, man, now I got Doctor Doom. The art's cool. Like, I did read that first issue, and I was like, yeah, this is not bad. And I was expecting it to be terrible. People still like it. So, bravo for making making lemonade out of lemons. Is that how that goes? Doctor Strange number 2. Because, remember, kids, Doctor Strange is being rebooted by under the same exact team that's doing it. Just stop calling it a reboot and just call it a renumbering. Oh, that's what they're trying to do. I forget. They're trying to do seasons. That's what they're pushing you to accept. They're just going to keep pushing and pushing until you stop pushing back. And then it's going to just be season 2, season 3. So they can... Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme. Lame. So lame. Punisher Soviet looks really freaking badass. Garth Ennis. I might even pick that up. A Teeny Hour Strike. I don't care. Strike Force. Captain Marvel. I need to blast through this shit. Ghost Rider, Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda. Does anyone even care about these books? I just think people buy them and shuffle them away in a box. Let's see. Doctor Doom. I got that first issue, and I love Doctor Doom. I really, really, really wanted to like this. I even bought one of the Chase variants. Spent $10 on it, and it just really disappointed me. Fantastic Four, number 18. How long before this gets rebooted? Probably next year or 2021. I'm calling it 2021. Fantastic Four gets rebooted. Oh, Deadpool already got rebooted. Valkyrie, Jane Foster. It's up to number 7. That means it'll probably be rebooted by 2021 as well. She just doesn't look like a Valkyrie. She doesn't seem to do anything that a Valkyrie does. By the way, this is who Jane Foster should be. This is just something stupid. This is something that progressive weirdos can make themselves feel better and virtue signal and be like, look at how we empower women and make them strong because we can draw them that way and write scripts that tell you how awesome they are. Morbius, no one cares. Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reality. More Symbiote Spider-Man. Everyone loves 90s Spider-Man so much that they're doing the storylines of 90s Spider-Man. You think they would just convince Marvel to like go back to making Spider-Man great again? Spider-Ham. This is stupid. Doesn't exist in the same world as Peter Parker. Oh. Spider-Man, Venom, Double Trouble. Look at all of these Spider-Man books. Yeah, speaking of back in the 90s, here's the Spider-Man we all loved. Web of Venom. I just don't... Quit exploiting these characters. Scream. No one cares about it. Black Cat is terrible. I'm surprised it's still going to number 8. Ghost Spider is at number 6. Does anyone care? Spider-Man. Now, this was surprising. I want to read more issues of this. I only read the first one. I was surprised at how well this was done. I know some people were disappointed at things like Peter Parker not having a hand and everything, but it's like, if you can get over that and just take the story for what it is and just try to not be hung up on things purposefully and just say, hey, is this telling a good story? This was very emotional. It was powerfully done. The art by Sarah Pichelli. She's a strong storyteller. Anyways, I did a video that you can hear my in-depth thoughts. Amazing Spider-Man continues to please by Nick Spencer and Ryan Ottley. It's not for me, but I guess it makes sense if Marvel keep doing it. They could do worse. What's this? Spider-Verse 4 of 6. Really? Spider-Verse is such a dumb concept to me. Amazing Mary Jane. Oh my God. This book should be dead on arrival. Oh, look, Mary Jane. She's probably going to talk to death, the Rhino. He's like, lady, I don't got time for your crazy. Miles Morales, Spider-Man 14. Don't care. It's just token Spider-Man. I think everyone should just be offended by Miles Morales Spider. I know a lot of people accept it because they kind of squeaked him in through the Ultimate Universe when no one really got offended by like making Black Spider-Man or Black Nick Fury or whatever because it was a different Marvel universe. You weren't killing off Peter Parker and the 616 to replace him with this character. So it was like, okay, there's room for other ideas out there. And then Marvel's like, oh, okay, cool. Now we're going to kill Peter Parker off in the Ultimate Universe and replace him with Miles. Oh, and now we're going to bring Miles into the 616. And it's like they just kind of like baby steps and encroached. It's like and now we've got token Spider-Man. And you should just... I'm not really offended because I just don't get offended by things, but people should be offended by this idea because it's tokenism. Tokenism is racism. Well, when it's applied to race, tokenism is racism, and this is just a sense of like, well, black character can't survive on his own unless we put him in the Spider-Man identity. That gives him some value. Really? Because Spider-Gwen, You call her Ghost Spider. She's out there trying to convince fans to appreciate her on her own, right? Why can't Miles Morales take a name like the Spider? Just call him the Spider. Black Spider. I mean, there's got to be some names out there, but no one would want that. They want Spider-Man. Marvel's Avengers, Thor #1. This is doing comics based off of a spin-off of your comics seems stupid to me. Just, the comics are imitating you. You should not be imitating the imitation of you. Does that make sense? Spider-Man, the Black Cat Strikes. And what's funny is I don't trust Marvel to tell as good of a story as Naughty Dog does. Is it Naughty Dog? No, it's Insomniac. That does the Spider-Man, the PS4 game. It's freaking fantastic. It's phenomenal. I don't trust Spider-Man. I don't trust Marvel to be able to do comics that good. So I don't have any interest in reading these, even though I would be interested in more of that universe, which is just the Spider-Man universe. The Magnificent Marvel getting rebooted. Oh, she already was rebooted. That's right. I can't keep track of all these boots. Oh, Daredevil 16. Chip Zdarsky is knocking it out of the park. I'm not a super big fan of these like painted covers like this. But it's working for Daredevil, and I really appreciate Marvel being consistent. I mean, they're on 16 issues, and they all have the same cover artist. So when you go through your collection, there's that visual consistency. I really, really like that. Chip Zdarsky giving it some writing consistency. He is knocking it out of the park. This is one of the best books. I recommend if you're a Marvel fan. I love Daredevil. I don't like that this is not Marco Cicchetto. Jorge Fornes. I hope it's not the guy who did the fill-in from before. He was terrible. Marvel, you just need to be consistent with your artists. You got to have a guy who can do a monthly book. Conan, Serpent War. How much Conan is there? It's like just overload with the Conan, Dark Agnes, and Moon Knight. I just don't have any interest. Star Wars being rebooted. At first, I was really against this. I was like, "You're rebooting Star Wars," but they're moving the storyline from, I guess, where it was between Star Wars and Empire, and now they're going from between Empire and Jedi. So you have a different era. That actually kind of makes sense to reboot. I'm kind of okay with that. We all know, of course, this is the reason why it's being rebooted. This is the problem with doing this era, though, is that there's no Han Solo. Honestly, I would be more interested to see a Star Wars book that takes place 5 years after Jedi, where Luke is still young, then we can see the breakdown of Han and Leia's marriage. We can see Lando go off and become a bum, drinking his life away on some planet. We can see R2-D2 and C-3PO going off into hiding. Yeah, I guess maybe that's not such a good idea. Is Tom King writing the new Star Wars? The art's pretty good. Yeah, let's see. Star Wars Rise of Kylo Ren. Hasn't he already risen? What is going on here? Oh, wait. Oh, this is kind of cool, though. When he's training with Luke. Interested to know that storyline. And then amazing adult fantasy. This is not a name that should be on a Marvel comic. Amazing. That's a picture that should not be in a Marvel comic. No. Someone's going to pay $40 for that. And here's all. I'm just gonna blast through this. I should buy this. Was it $30? That's not bad. Almost 500 pages. It's a soft cover, but I've heard really good things. Someone in the audience tell me, if you're a viewer, tell me if I should buy that. Jonathan Hickman collecting the first issues of each thrilling new series. Oh my God. Are you... What? On sale in February. Keep in mind, these books are currently on sale now. You can buy X-Men #1, Marauders #1, Excalibur #1. You can buy these. They're soliciting already the trade paperback for... It's going to collect all the first issues of X-Force and, Marauders. Just the #1s, though. Not... And then, of course, there's going to be a trade paperback for, like, X-Men 1 through 6, Marauders. What? But that'll come out later. After you've already paid for the... Oh, just Marvel double dipping. Oh, so terrible. This I recommend. It's pretty good. This is what I got digitally. The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. But number 2, I guess, is the solicit here. That's what I'm buying. Soft cover. I got the Venom 1 and 2 trades digitally. Got these on sale. It ended up costing me like $2.50 a piece. So I wish I could afford to get these, but these first 6 issues are pretty pricey. The last 6 issues I could probably get. I'm sorry, 7 through 12. And then Absolute Carnage trade paperback. Notice that's volume 3 because it truly is. Issue 12 continues right into Absolute Carnage. Absolute Carnage really should just be Venom 13, 14, 15. It's... If you are a person who's just reading Venom, you get the trades, you'll know that. So issues 14, 15, and 16 are like the War of the Realms. And then 17 picks back up, and it's it's an Absolute Carnage tie-in, which is weird that Absolute Carnage feels more like Venom than actually Venom does. Kyle Hotz is awesome for Venom. Really, if you're not going to have Ryan Stegman, this is the guy you need to put on the book. I don't care about these racist books. Speaking of racist, total... It's the All Asians book. Every Marvel Asian put together in one book because this is so racist. Oh, God, even Asians look at this and just be like, what the F are you doing? We're not all the same. It's that trope of thinking like Chinese and Japanese and Koreans and Vietnamese, like, that they're all just the same. That's that trope. This is literally that in a book. It's just like, and people from that place, those areas just look at this and be like, what? God, this is only white people would write a book like this. So self-unaware. I hear Old Man Quill actually picked up. I gotta really check out this Ethan Sachs guy. Let's see, Tales through the Marvel Universe. God, there's so many freaking trades. Darth Vader poster book? Yeah. Dr. Aphra. No one cares about Dr. Aphra. Oh, look at you. I'm just a cutie. I'm just a Star Wars tee. Marvel just banking on their old classic stuff. God, Marvel puts out a lot. So here, 3 pages of checklist? No, it's just 2 pages of checklist. So here it is. This is a long video. Hopefully you enjoy flipping through these with me and seeing what's coming out. And, there's a collections checklist. So there's a 3-page. I was right. 3. Wait, no. 1, 2. Why does Apple make their shit so freaking hard to operate? That's weird. Oh, well. Sorry. That's the end. Hopefully you get some value out of this. Hopefully you found some interesting things to buy. Hopefully you're still enjoying good comics. Really, it's fun to bash on the bad stuff, and you should mock and ridicule trash. It should not be allowed to succeed. I do want Marvel Comics to succeed. I want DC to succeed. I want everyone that's involved in comics to succeed, but I want them to succeed on merit. I want good comics. And when you make a good comic, I will promote the shit out of it. I will, share it. I'll tell the world and praise and how good it is, and I'll be excited and enthusiastic. And I hope that you have books out there that you are enthusiastic and do the same. But you shouldn't be afraid, and we shouldn't feel ashamed to mock the bullshit, the crap. That stuff should not exist, and it should not be praised, and it should not be allowed to be successful. This is Premier League. Marvel is the king of comics. They should not be allowed to make crap, right? You wouldn't tolerate that in most any other industries, right? If you buy a Samsung phone, which is arguably, the leader of, you wouldn't want it to be a crappy product. You'd just be like, what the hell? I paid $1,000 for this, Galaxy 10 or what is the newest, and it's crap. Like you would be upset but if you went and bought, Chinese knockoff brand phone and it cost you $150 and it was kind of crappy, you'd be like, you get what you pay for. That's the same way I look at it. This is why you don't see me mocking and ridiculing indie comics too much, because these are people who are up and comers. They're trying to make the major leagues. And so I'm very forgiving of the amateur mistakes and those things, because they haven't made it big yet. And I don't think you're a lesser person because you can't make a top tier comic. That's not it. I think top tier comics need to be exposed when they don't live up to that quality. And anyways, that's where, if you see my negativity, if you're listening to this and go, God, Ash, you shit on stuff, take it from that perspective. Anyways, hopefully, like I said, you got to see what's coming up. I like kind of window shopping and seeing what's coming out. And that's it. I'm going to wrap it up, because otherwise I'll just blab. To the 2 people who made it this far in this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.